Hello everybody, this is Iced Blood. Welcome back to Dark Souls 2. Few changes after last video. I did some soul grinding to get a few levels. Our total souls is 81,000 now, thanks to our soul memory. Our dex is up, our strength is up, our endurance is up, and I got some upgrades for our main weapon and our offhand weapon. I wanted to use the power stance, the dual wielding stance. Something that's been added to Dark Souls 2. If you're holding two weapons, you can, instead of two-handing, you can use what's called the power stance. It gives you some added versatility when it comes to what kind of attacks you can do, and it just looks really cool, so I wanted to try it out since I was going to be doing a dexterity-based build anyway. The way to do that is you have to have 150% of the main requirements in order to dual wield weapons in the power stance. So for example, say you need 10 strength to use one of these. I'm not sure, I think it's 9 technically. But say you need 10, you'd need 15 to do the power stance. Let's see how it goes. If we do well enough, maybe we'll be able to use this against the Pursuer. You know, change things up a little bit. Maybe, or not. Okay, this isn't going too well. No. If I'm having this much trouble being unable to block against these guys, I'm guessing that the Pursuer won't be any easier. Let's play it safe. I don't want another 6 deaths on my record thanks to this guy, so we'll go safe. We'll use our shield, we'll use our strongest Falchion, and we'll just see how that takes us. Who knows, if it goes badly... Oh, he has to hold them before I can actually put on the... back on. So there we go. Put the +3 on there, and then our shield. Whoops, not what I need. I don't need to two-hand my shield. Okay. Oh, all right. I got it. That's right. If you just hit the triangle or Y button, you two-hand your weapon, your right-hand weapon, and then if you hold down the button, you do two-hand your left weapon, or in this case our shield. Alright, so let's try it more traditionally. Okay, that's a little better. That's not. Jesus, Ivy, what are you trying to do? There we go. I like that. Alright. Okay, so clearly I need to brush things up a little bit and kind of be a bit more careful. And really get better at aiming without targeting, because I don't think you can target those guys while they're still sleeping. But it's nice to be able to get, you know, enough hits off you can kind of kill them before they even wake up. Okay, you are down. Nice. And I know that I can just run past all these guys. I did that when I was going for the Pursuer last time. But I figured it's better to test this weapon and see how it works versus the other one that I was using. Kind of get a feel for it before we get into the big fight. There is, I think, a substantial damage increase. And it would probably be even better if I put on some sort of like buff. There are certain items you can use, like pine resin. You can add fire damage to your weapon, or magic damage, or poison damage, lightning damage, all that kind of stuff. There are items you can use that temporarily give your weapon a boost to that kind of damage. If I had one of those, that would actually work out really well. The thing is, they're somewhat rare, or if you can buy them, they're expensive. And of course, if you put away your weapon, or you die, or... well, actually, no, those are the two main things. But if you die, obviously, it runs out. But then, if you put away your weapon, if you, like, accidentally switch to one of your other slots, you will lose the effect. So, they can be very easily lost, and I don't want to do that. And I don't actually even have any, I don't think. I don't know if the Pursuer's weak to anything in particular. I should have looked that up. Okay. Now this, I'm going to make an exception to my testing the weapon theory for this one, because these big turtle knights, the old knights here, I don't like fighting them. unless I have to. And since we tested the concept of being able to run past them last time, we're just going to do that. No. Okay. I'm doing very well. This is boding extremely well for my chances. Let's hold on, wait for him to get up here and take him out so he doesn't randomly attack me. Or sometimes I've seen it happen. If you have enemies that follow you to the fog door to a boss, and then you kill the boss, the fog disappears, and then the enemy comes in now that the barrier's gone, and they can cause problems. So let's not have that happen. Alright. Pursuer, I'm home. Okay, so let's see. We've killed 2 more bosses, and hopefully it'll give us a nice... Hopefully I'm back in the swing of things. Okay. Again, the key to combat in a Souls game is stamina management and deliberate placement. Like, where you're standing. Like, bosses like this, with a lot of mobility, it really does not behoove you to stay away from them. They can catch up to you very quickly, and actually, by being away from them, you can prompt them to use a different attack, and usually there's more strength behind that attack because they have forward momentum. You don't want that. And the key also is, if you're close to the pursuer, you can maneuver your way out from his... Well, you can do the opposite of that. You can keep out of the line of his attacks, and this is particularly important when his shield glows, or when his sword glows, rather. Because you saw what happens. You get cursed, which basically means you get a death's worth of health loss. That. And also it powers him up. He takes some extra strength. His power, each strike becomes more powerful. And it lasts quite a while, actually. Okay, so let's back off here. We don't... not my best work. Stay near. Even when you need to heal, stay close. Wait for his combo to end, and get behind him, and then use Life Gem or an Estus or whatever. You have a very limited frame of time when you can actually use an item like that. And the thing is, no matter which healing item you use, it's going to take a few seconds. Using Estus out of combat is very fast. Using it in combat, much slower. I think you can... boost your adaptability is a new stat that they added to the game's repertoire for Dark Souls 2 that will speed that up a little bit, but we don't have any points in adaptability, and it's not a stat that I'm going to be focused on for this build, so we need to, instead of speeding things up and potentially, I think that would potentially get me a little cocky, and so I'd rather just get used to the time that it usually takes and just be very deliberate about when I heal and when I, back off and use something that takes time. I would normally... Whoa, that was close. Like, for a fight like this, where you can only get attacks in somewhat rarely, it's honestly better to two-hand your weapon, because you'll get more damage per strike, and potentially the fight will take less time that way, and you have less chance of dying. Best defense is good offense. But because he attacks so quickly and in such quick succession, I'd rather have my shield ready. Oh, not good. Not good. The only thing relatively good about getting hit like that is it gets a chance for the stamina to go back up. But it's not a sacrifice worth doing, honestly. That's not a good tactic. Get hit so your stamina comes back. Okay, he's more than halfway dead. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. We might have this. So long as we avoid the glowy sword and keep our stamina where it needs to be. Watch his movement, watch his sword, make sure that that was dangerous. You don't want to go that far away. So I really don't want to get hit by that shield bash. It takes a lot of stamina and then leaves me open for that final strike. Okay. Well, I definitely like having all these life gems. I think I might grab some more, actually. They're nice to have, and we don't have very much health, which makes them useful even though they're small and cheap. There are a bunch of different life gems, and the more health you actually have, the less useful they are, obviously, because the amount of health that a life gem will heal is static, so it's not a percentage. It becomes more and more useless as you get more health. And right now, we still have our starting, I think, our starting vitality. Our health went up a little bit with each point we put in. That's a little. You get a little bit of health every time you level up a stat, regardless of which one it is. But by keeping our beginning, I think it's vitality. I think that's the right one, but I'm thinking... No, vigor. Vigor, I think, is the one that actually governs your health. Vitality is how much equipment you can carry, and how fast you can move in it. Which is something we could use, because I think the armor set that I'm going to get now that this motherfucker's dead is going to be heavier than the armor we're wearing right now. There it is. I was so busy talking about bullcrap I almost missed it. Okay, so third, is that third? No, fourth boss down. We're 10% of the way through all our bosses, and here is our reward. Couple things in this little area here. Not much, just seems like another broken down piece of the castle, but there's a couple things here. First off, I think it's up here. Yep, there it is. This little bird's nest here is a way for us to get to the next area, or one of them. And he's trying to show you. Right down there. You sit down right there, curl up in a little ball, and the bird, and I think it's the bird that was carrying the pursuer around in that first cutscene, will take you to the new area. But we're not going to go there. What we want is the second thing in this area, which is somewhere. No, not over there. All that's over there is death. We don't want death. Aha! Here we go. This is what we're looking for. There it is. The Drangleic set. There we go. Biggest thing we want is the shield. Captain Drummond's shield. Even with its embossing terribly worn, this shield exudes pride and authority. An heirloom passed from grandfather to father, and then from father to son. Drummond and those before him held this shield when facing those who would threaten their great land. The important part about this shield is it blocks 100% of physical damage. See there? Our current shield is 90%. But the shield that we just got has 100, which means we will not take damage as long as we are blocking. Very, very useful. Yep, you know, I thought we would end up overburdened, but I'm cool with that. I like this set. And this mask we got from the cathedral kind of matches it pretty well. And we have a cape. Motherfucking cape. Look at that. Ivy's looking badass now. But we don't have the strength for the Drangleic shield, so first thing on our list to do now that we've got our set is to head on back to Majula and fix that right now. So there we go. And I have my eye on a particular weapon that we'll get later in the game, and I looked up the stat requirements to make sure that I had them in hand. So I think what we're going to do with the souls that we just got, we're going to get the strength we need to use the Drangleic shield, and then a couple more points into dexterity, which will not only increase the damage that our weapon does, because Falchion is a curved sword and a dex-based weapon, it will also make sure that we're able to use the weapon once we find it. Yeah, we've heard this spiel before, Harold. I don't need to hear it again. So, here we go. We need one more strength, and then 2 dexterity. Excellent. Okay, so we still have some left. What do we want to do? Ooh, I know. Let's go. Yeah, Vigor's health. We don't need extra health. But Vitality. Here we go. How much can we get? Let's go. I like nice clean numbers. We'll go with 10. So we were at about 80% or something like that, I think, equipment load with this sort of armor. So where are we at now? We're at 73. Oop. Oh. Okay. So we're still at Okay, we're at 80. Which means that our roll is slowed down. We're going to need some more vigor. Or I think there's a couple of rings we can get to boost equipment load. Because that's faster than the old one, but it's still pretty slow as a roll. But anyway, that's it for today. We beat him. See you next time.